Hi everyone, welcome to you all. So today we are going to discuss about what do you mean by verification and what do you mean by validation. So all we have heard these two terms, that is verification and validation. So now today we are going to discuss about in a very clear way that what do you mean by verification and what do you mean by validations, and also we are going to learn what is the difference between verification and validation. So let's start the topic. So what do you mean by verification testing? So verification testing means in it is a process of, verification in software testing is a process of checking documents, design, code, program in order to check if the software has been built according to the requirements or not. So means whenever we are building any kinds of software, so we have to verify that whatever the documents, whatever the design, and whatever the program, whatever the coding we have to check all of these things, and we have to make sure that the software has been built according to the requirements or not. That is called as a verification testing. Now what is the main goal of that verification process? So the main goal of the verification process is to ensure the quality of software application, design, architecture, etc. So if we do the verification process, then we can assure that we can get a quality of software. Whenever we are, hand over the software to the client can get a quality software product. Okay, so this is the main goal of verification testing. Now, verification testing includes the different activities such as business requirements, system requirements, design review, and code walkthrough while developing a product. So whenever we are developing a product, then we have to do some activities on that verification testing. What are those activities? Nothing but those are business requirements, system requirements, design review, code walkthrough, code inspection. So everything we have to do on that verification process. Okay. So also we can say verification is also known as the static testing. So I have already make one video on the static testing. So if you guys have not seen my video on static testing, then please see the static testing video, or I will give that video link in that video description. So you can please check it from here. Okay. So now verification is also known as static testing. So where we are ensuring that we are developing the right product or not. That is the main key point of the verification. We are developing the right product or not. Whenever we are developing any product, so we are developing the right product or not. That is the main key of the verification. Okay, and also it checks the developed application filling all the requirements given by the client. Okay, so these are the basic things of verifications testing. And the next thing is that what do you mean by validation testing? So validation is the process of evaluating the final product to check whether the software meets the business needs or not. Means validation means we have already developed one product. Now we are validating that product, that whatever the client's requirements, that we covered or not, right? So that is the validation. Means we are validating the software with the customer requirements, with the client requirements. Okay, so in a simple words, the test execution which we do in our day by day or day to day life is actually the validation activity. Like we are do lots of testing activity like smoke testing, then functional testing, regression testing, system testing. So all are under validation testing, right? Means whenever suppose we are doing the smoke testing, that means we can say indirectly we are doing the validation. Means we are checking our product as per the client requirement. So that is the validation testing. So validation testing is also known as dynamic testing. So also again, I have already make one video on dynamic testing. testing, please check that video, or in this video description I will give that dynamic testing videos link, so you can check it out from here also, no problem. Now, so what is the main key point of the validation testing? We have developed the product right. We have developed the product right means it's check the software meets the business needs of the client. Okay, so these are the key points of, or key of validation testing, that is we have developed the product right. And what are the key points of verification? We are developing the right product or not. So in current situation, whenever we are developing any product, so we are developing as per the client requirement or not, that is the verification. Means we are verifying what? We are verifying the customer requirement. Now when we are developing any software, or when we are developing any product, right? So verification means we are developing the right product or not. And what is the validation? Validation means we have developed, already the software has been developed. Now in our test execution time, we are checking that whatever the client's requirement we have, that is satisfying in our product or not. That means we are validating the client's requirement with our developed software. Okay, so this is called as validation testing. Now you guys have clear idea that what is verifications and what is validation testing. Now let me give you one real-time example. Just imagine, suppose you want to build any building. Okay, so you want to build any building. Now how you can build? So obviously you will give the builder for the building purpose. Okay, now so for that building, now you specified that you need one bedroom, one bathroom, one kitchen, one dining room, one balcony. So these are all your requirement. Okay, and you have specified all the requirement to the builder, and you told the builder that I need this kind of setup, or I need this feature. Okay, so this should be present in my building, or in my flat. Okay, so now, so verification means, so you have specified all the things to the builder. Okay, now whenever the building is, whenever the workers are doing the building, okay, when the workers are doing the building, then you are verifying that whatever requirements you have, you are following that requirements for the building purpose. Means the workers will follow, or the supervisor or builders will follow the same criteria whatever you have given the builders, that you need one bedroom, one bathroom, one dining room, one kitchen, or one balcony. Okay, so these 5 features you are verifying whenever they are building your flat. Whenever they are building your flat, so they are verifying. Okay, now, so that is the verification activity. Now what is the validation activity? Validation activity means already flat has been developed, or flat has been done by the workers. So everything has been done. Now you are entering to the flat. Now the builder will come to your home, or builder will call you that, hey, your flat has been ready. Now you can enter your flat, or you can check your requirements, that whatever you have given to me, that is all present in your room or not, or all present in your flat or not. Now you came to that flat. Now you are checking that yes, one bedroom is there, one bathroom is there, one kitchen is there, one dining is there, one balcony is there. That means you are validating. When you are validating, whenever the flat has been completed, then you are validating. That means you are the customer, you are the client, you have given some set of requirement to the builder for any 1 BHK flat. Okay, for your 1 BHK flat. Now you are validating that whatever requirements you have given to the builder, the builder has satisfied or not, or you are satisfying with the builder's work or not, right? So this is the validation activity. You are validating, right? So now you guys are very much clear about what is verification and what is validation. Now, what are the difference between verifications and validations we have? Okay, so, so I have list out few difference between verifications and validation. Now, let's see one by one. So, first one is that in verification, we check whether we are developing the right product or not. So, in verification, we are checking whether we are developing the right product or not. Means in the current scenario, in the current time, you are verifying that you are developing the right product or not. That is the verification. And validation, so in validation, we check whether the developed product is right or not. Means already the product has been developed. Now you are validating that you have developed the right product or not. That is the validation. Now let's go to the verification. So verification is also known as static testing, and also validation is known as dynamic testing. Okay, now point number 3. So verification testing is executed by the quality assurance team or QA team to make sure that the product is developed according to the customer's requirement. So verification testing is done by the QA team or quality assurance team. So to make sure that the product is developed according to the customer's requirement or not. Okay, now what do you mean by validation? So validation testing is executed by the quality control team or testing team to test the application. So in runtime, whenever we are executing any test, that means indirectly we are validating. We are validating the customer requirements. Okay. Now come to the verification activity. Point number 4. So it includes, or verification includes, checking documents, design, codes, programs. So means we are verifying. So we are verifying the documents, we are verifying the design, we are verifying the coding, we are verifying the programming. So everything is verifying on that verification activity. But on the validation activity, it includes testing and validating the actual product. Means whenever the product has been developed, then we are testing or we are validating that whatever the client's requirement, we have satisfied all the requirement or not. Means we are doing testing on the actual product. That is called a validation. Okay. Now point number 5, go to the verification. Now verification includes different method like inspection, reviews, walkthrough. Means in the verification we are doing all of these things, all of these methods. Like we have to inspect that, we have to review that, we have to walk through everything. So that is the verification activity. But what we are doing on the validation activity? So method used in validations are black box testing, white box testing, non-functional testing. So everything we are doing on that validation activity. Means the main testing activity we are doing on that validation activity. Means whenever the product has been developed or whenever the product has been ready, then we are validating by which? By black box testing, white box testing, non-functional testing. Okay. Now point number 6. So in the verification is a process of checking the work products but not the final product. Because in the verification activity, the software is the software is under process, the product is under process. Okay. So the verification is a process of checking the work products of a development cycle, software development cycle, to decide whether the product meets the specified requirements or not. But on the validation activity, it is the process of checking the software during or at the end of the development cycle. Means whenever the software has been development, or whenever the software has been developed, to decide whether the software follow the specified business requirement or not. So this is the fund of validation activity. Okay. Now, quality assurance or QA comes under verification testing. Okay. And QC, quality control, comes under validation activity. So you guys have a lot of confusion between quality assurance and quality control, but no issues. In my upcoming video, I will make one separate video for what is the difference between quality assurance and quality control, or QA and QC. So don't worry about that. Okay. Now point number 8, what verification says. So verification, it doesn't include the execution of the code. Okay, because we have to verify, so that's why we are not, I mean, in the verification activity, the execution of the code is not included, but in the validation it includes the execution of the code, because execution of the code means white box testing. So where we are doing white box testing? In the validation activity, that which I already covered on the point number 5. So method used in validations are black box testing, white box testing, and non-functional testing. So in the validation, it includes the execution of the code. We have to test by doing white box testing. We have to execute our code. Okay. Now coming to the verification. So in verification testing, we can find the bug early in the development phase of the product. Why early in the development of the development phase of the product? Because in the development time, we are verifying that we are, we are following the customer requirement or not. So if we are not following, or if we missed any points of the customer requirements, okay, then we can add that. So that's why the issue can be found on the early phase of development. Okay, but in the validation testing, we can find those bugs which are not caught in the verification process. Means already in the validation activity means the software has been developed. Now after development, whenever we are testing, then we can find the bug. Okay. Now coming to the verification. So in this type of testing, we can verify that the input follows the outputs or not. But in the validation testing, we can validate the user accept the product or not. Means suppose customer has given some set of requirement. Okay, customer has given some set of requirement. Let's say customer has given 10 requirements. Now in the verification means whenever we are developing the software. Now whenever we are developing the software, then we are matching all the requirements one by one, and we are verifying that our software has satisfied all the 10 requirements which the clients has given to us. Means we are verifying. Means that is not, till now the software is not hand over to the customer. Okay, or not hand over to the testing team. Okay, but in the validation testing, it is totally dependent, or we can validate that user accept the product or not. Means already software has been developed. Now if any requirement has been missed, suppose there are 10 requirements and we have worked on only 9 requirements and one requirement is missed, that means one business requirements we didn't follow, then the acceptance criteria, not matching. Okay, so the software will not be accepted. So that's why in the validation activity or in the validation testing, we can validate that the user accept the product or not. Okay, so these are the most important difference between verifications and validation. So in your interview purpose or in your exam, if this question came, then you can, if you give this 10 points to your interviewer or to your examiner, obviously you can select. Okay, so now I think you have I have cleared all of your doubts. regarding these verifications and validation activity. So I think this video will be very helpful to you. If you like my video, one thumbs up, or if you have any doubt, please comment me. Share these videos to your nearest friends, or subscribe to my channel EduPaat and clicking on the bell icon. So see you in the next videos with another topic of software testing. Thank you.